Hello, I'm Nicole Berry, and this is The Spot with
David Barry. No relation.
No Relation. Today we wanted to talk about stereotypes and stigmas within the comic book industry, and then we realized that's a really, really broad topic. So we're going to boil it down to, I think we both woke up recently and realized that an interest that we had as kids that at that time was considered just for juveniles, it was kind of indie, it was kind of cult, and it was just flaring up with popularity in the youngsters world. Well, we realized it's grown up with us.
Something that got me beat up as a kid, now the kids that did the beating up are coming to me because they want to know more about it.
I don't know that it's that going that far, but they are wearing the t-shirts that you would have worn then.
Well, yeah.
With pride.
Yeah, I beat them up, so.
So what
Tables.
we're talking about is we were interested in comic books as children, and they were made for kids, more so then. And now there are so many more storylines and arcs that are made for adults as well as for kids. So that's not really a viable stereotype. It's not just for kids. It's for everybody. It's for the men's and the women's alike. And the kids'. But the superhero sphere especially has become very popular.
We have the Avengers, we have Spider-Man, we have Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man, everything under the sun, some stuff that was popular in the book, some stuff that wasn't, getting the global exposure that it didn't have before, making millions of dollars worldwide, becoming something that everyone has access to and everyone's interested in.
And I mean, pretty high end too, where they're collecting really well-known actors, and now those actors are being seen as those actual heroes, and now there's a lot of crossover. There are movies and games that are now being released as comic books as well, and there are comics that are now moving into being games and being displayed on TV or in movies, and there is some concern there. I mean, it's really cool. Maybe some more money is actually in the industry. Maybe more illustrators can actually get paid for their work. More writers can actually feel like they can convert to being authors rather than, having a day job and just writing until they have bags under their eyes. But there's still some worry there that really more of what will happen is that there will be a watering down of the comic book industry, and that the big namers will be what is known and the only thing that is known, and that really all the indie stuff will become, once again, just kind of nerdy and under all of that
It'll be
big bright stuff.
The kid who reads the indie comics versus the kid who reads the Superman comics, and if you create a disjoint, if there are cool kids who read comic books and not cool kids who read comic books, that doesn't make any sense. Now you've created...
And yet there it is.
Yeah, we've created groups within our own group that was once, at one point, very accepting, and now it is starting to split from within and also push out.
Yeah, once a group gets big enough, once a clique gets big enough, it does have to divide at some point. It's at a cellular level, okay? Cells divide. But that it is a bit of a scary thought. I mean, you want to have that chummy, like, brotherhood, sisterhood kind of feeling to it. That's our comfort zone. That's where we want to be, and we don't want all that change.
You feel great that you can go to your friends and you can talk about something they may not have known about before. I have a larger group of friends now interested in comic books. They want to hear more of the backstory of Batman. They want to hear more of the backstory of Spider-Man. At the same time, though, their knowledge base, it starts from the movies, and sometimes for some people, exactly, it won't go at all. It'll just be the movies. They'll watch the movies. They'll maybe read the comic book that Christopher Nolan says it was based on, and then that's all they're going to do.
Yeah.
So the content being watered down versus the reader actually going out and doing the work to read those.
And that work is
one-depth
play,
stories.
mind you. That work is play.
100%. It's not like it's hard to do.
No, I think just one of the big things to not forget at this point, when we're kind of basking in the excitement of comic books now being a main form of popular entertainment and art, is that we cannot forget the indie writers. We have to go on the crowdfunding sites when we have a few extra bucks in our pocket, and we have to find something that interests us and really pay our dues there. I mean, the original writers were not making a lot of money. and they were not seeing a lot of interest, and they might not have seen a lot of women. We don't know.
Who knows?
So we have to make sure that we don't
issues they
repeat that.
And we also need to remember where the writing and the art that we have now came from. You know, it's everyone knows Stan Lee. Everyone knows who Stan Lee is. But if you ask the average person who Jack Kirby is, they're not going to say, "Oh yeah, Jack Kirby." Jack Kirby was what you saw Stan Lee wrote, and Jack Kirby is what you saw. And not a lot of people know that. They're like, "Oh yeah, I know, Stan Lee made Spider-Man."
That's like how we all remember the name of like the lead singer in a band, but we don't know the name of the drummer.
Who
and
knows the
bassist.
bass player?
Not unless you were a bass player yourself.
Yeah, unless the singer is the bass player.
That is not typical.
That's not. No, it's really not.
That is an indie representation.
Again, indie stuff that needs. We need to maintain. We need to keep the origins. We need to remember where we came from, or if we lose sight of that.
Well, and just that whatever, just like any other form of art, literature, entertainment, whatever is the most popular, if it's on the top pick list of a magazine, a newspaper, a website, it doesn't mean it represents the whole at all. The comic books we talk about on here does not represent what we read or like as a whole either. It's just a quick pick because there are so many different comics out there. I just listened to an interview with a well-known author where they were discussing how anybody can publish a book. Anybody can publish a comic book too. But it's whether or not you're going to be able to reach an audience and really feel proud of your stuff, and that's where the dedication comes in. I feel like maybe we've run out of time at this point, but I'm sure that this is a topic we'll delve into further, and we would love to hear insights and questions as well about other stigmas, stereotypes, and concerns in the current and moving market of comic book as literature.
Are you happy that comics are where they're at? Do you think they're being watered down? Are you worried that the passion you have for your for the medium is going to disappear or will be lost in the crush of?
Or do you just have personal examples of things that you really feel like have stayed tried and true for you, or you're excited about a new thing that you really hope gets discovered? We want all of that. Again, this is The Spot. I'm Nicole Berry.
And I'm David Berry.